Hey guys, what is going on and welcome to another Fortnite update here on the channel. Today was the version 36.20 update, adding another 4 weeks to Blitz Royale, some new things to Battle Royale, and some new things to LEGO. I will cover those in separate videos. Now today, this video is for Blitz Royale Week 5, Boon Bonanza. Now this one is with new boons that are all movement focused, so we'll cover those in a second. But I mentioned that Blitz Royale has been extended for weeks 6, 7 and 8 as well. So you can see the Blitz weekly schedule here in the news tab, with week 6 being Envision Void, week 7 Mega City returns. That does mean that we'll have our first Blitz Royale map change. And finally week 8 Blitz Boss Rises. So we're not quite sure what that one is. They're keeping it very hush-hush for now. So obviously we've got those going on. As for the boons are very simple. So we've got Combat Acrobat, Adrenaline Rush and Wind Boon, which we're already used to. But we also have this week Icy Slide, which is your icy feet or speed boost while sliding. Super Spring Jump, which is jumping much higher and low gravity while sprinting. Swift Combatant, which is increased movement speed while you're aiming down sights and reloading. And finally the Zero Chance, which is temporarily gain 0 point dash when you break an enemy's shield. So if you break their shield you get to dash forward, so basically you can then go and finish them off with a shotgun, which is always very nice. So without further ado, we are going to jump into a game and take a look at that. Just before we do though, thank you very much for 1,000 subscribers, folks. We now have a support creator code, so if you would like to support me in-game, make sure to use support creator code MJW. But without further ado, let's head into game. So it is worth noting that the weapons themselves in Blitz Royale are a little bit more basic this time. So as you can see, I've just spawned in with suppressed pistol. So do keep that in mind, that there's no special weapons, I guess. Obviously, there is still good loot though that you can still use. Alright. Obviously, you guys know how Blitz Royale works by now. It's just interesting we have a slightly different loot pool. And it's cool the way that they've incorporated these new boons, I guess, as well. One other thing worth noting is, don't forget obviously, you do not drop boons when you die, so killing people doesn't mean you'll get their boon. Do keep that obviously in mind. Gonna kill these guys, pretty sure they're bots. They have sort of shrunk down the way that the level up looks now as well. Doesn't look as big. Oh, we got Brutus's minigun. Don't mind if I do. So the loot pool obviously does still have mythics, it still has exotics, but they're not specifically themed anymore, so who knows what you'll get. It's kind of a potluck at this point, where you could get all sorts. You never know. Oh, I forgot I had the icy one. Superman's going to try and get away from me. We can't let him get away that easily. Nice. He even had... Oh wait, you now drop boons in this game? Oh wait, maybe you just drop boons for this week. Maybe that's another little gimmick that they've not so much mentioned. So I've now got 5 boons. And we also have a couple of new mythics that I didn't even necessarily know were in here, which is cool to see. So yeah, maybe you do drop boons now, just during this week, or maybe they were already there because he was going to go and grab some boons himself, and I don't believe I dropped any of mine when I just died. We'll have to play another game anyway, but it does seem like the loot pool is still very Blitz Royale style. It doesn't seem like that they've removed much for this week, so that will always be quite nice. So I should just mention as well, you do still obviously spawn with a medallion like you always have done. That is just a feature of Blitz Royale, that's not a week-specific thing. But it does seem like you're spawning in with fairly basic weapons this time, which is interesting to see. So do keep that in mind. I think that Gold Rush Boon is actually secretly one of the best ones for movement. A lot of people talk about things like the Combat Acrobat, but personally, having a Gold Rush every time you open a chest is just really useful to me. So, I don't know. What do you guys think is your favourite movement boon? Let me know down below in the comments. But for now, let's see if we can get a win during this week. I also want to try and test the theory that you do drop your boons in this one. But I do get the feeling that that might have just been looks deceiving us. Because I don't recall anyone else in that game having dropped their boons when they died. And I don't believe I dropped any when I died as well. So I think it might have just been a coincidence, if anything. Obviously, we'll have to go and explore a little bit more, well, before we can either confirm or deny that, but be interesting. I think this one's more of sort of like an in-between week. Like, the other 3 weeks do, to me, look more entertaining. Especially the concept of the boss, the Blitz boss, which is kind of concerning actually, like how is that going to take form? But I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. After having killed quite a few people here now, I'm still not seeing any of them dropping boons upon death, so I'm starting to think that that really was just a coincidence last game. Oh my god. No, it does certainly appear as though they are. Maybe bots aren't picking up boons. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that I've been killing bots and then just not picking up boons at all. I do realise I've left behind my exotic, but really I don't know if I want it, as I obviously have the minigun. I might take the burst pistol though that the other player drops. Well, there has been a slight map change by Retail Row by the looks of it. That little shack up on the hill there. I don't recall ever seeing that. Interesting. Maybe you can only drop the circle boons. It might be what it is. Maybe that's why they're a different shape and stuff, because they work differently. I mean, I've seen the other player now, but got to be very careful to try and stay alive here. Hopefully we can get the win, hopefully. No, we're not going to get it, we're not going to get it. No! Okay. Yeah, I guess I deserve that. No, I can't quite work out whether you drop the boons or not in this game mode, because only a few characters seem to have done it. So maybe it's just that people aren't picking them up, but I think it is just that only the circle ones drop. I'm going to do one more game just to sort of test that theory. So, after having a thought, actually, every single player should have a boon. We reach level 2 from the storm circle. Level 2 gives you a boon. So therefore, if players are not dropping boons, then not all boons are being dropped. I do think that this is simply because of the reason between the rectangular and the circular boons. I think it's just that you can drop the circular movement boons because of the fact that they are to do with this week's theme. Obviously, test this out as well yourselves. Let me know if you do see any dead person drop a rectangular boon. I say rectangular quite lightly because obviously it's more of like a... It's like a squircle, I guess is probably the more technical term, but... Yeah, it's curious because most people don't seem to be dropping them, but some people are. I'm going to chase this guy, and he's going to get away. Well, that did not go as planned. I really want to test the theory of like the circular ones. Looks to me like there's two people teaming down here. Which I sincerely hope not. Don't ruin this game mode with teaming, folks. It's not worth it. Am I really just going to chase this guy in circles? It would certainly seem like it, yes. This guy is actually kind of getting annoying. Hang on. We've just died, and I believe I dropped a circular one. I'm really not too sure, you know. It's kind of a weird one. But I think you are dropping the circular ones on there. But all in all, it's a cool week. It's definitely not the best week of Blitz Royale, but I think it's more there to sort of give them a buffer ready for week 6, 7 and 8, where things might get a little bit more interesting, particularly week 7 and 8. So with all that in mind, guys, that is week 5 of Blitz Royale, aka Boon Bonanza. Reminder once again that I do now have a supporter creator code, so if you wish to support me, please feel free to use supporter creator code MJW. But with all that in mind, guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it informative, enjoyable and fun to watch as always, and I'll see you all in the next one.